Hi there and welcome to Tactical Magfed. In this video I'm going to be comparing the Umarex M&P9 M2 to the Umarex Walther PPQ M2. Check it out. Okay, so if I'm going to do a comparison or versus video, I'm going to need some pistols. You know what time it is? Here I have in front of me the Umarex PPQ M2 and the Umarex M&P9 M2.0. So I'll put them both here. As you can see, I've got the red dot on the Smith Wesson M&P. Those of you who think it's not a fair comparison and I keep that on, there's two reasons I put it on there. One, to show you one very big difference between the two pistols, and two, I didn't want to take it off. I like it being on there. I didn't want to take it off. Moving on, both of these pistols are Umarex's gas blowback platform. In essence, they work very much the same. Apart from how they look, they pretty much operate and do the same thing. Obviously, they're branded and trademarked differently from the two manufacturers, but aside from that, technically they're very similar. So what I'll do is I'll go through the similarities to start off with. So they're both gas blowback pistols, and they both have slide lock feature, unique to the Umarex kind of world of pistols. These are awesome kind of secondary pistols if you're into your realism and you want that, you know, a little bit more immersive gameplay. They're awesome. They both fire the .43 cal paintballs, rubber balls, dust balls, you name it. .43 cal, they'll shoot it basically. But for the purposes of this channel and this video, we're talking paintballs, dust balls predominantly. Okay, that are allowed on sites both UK and US. So they both have the safety trigger. So if I can show you on here, if you pull the top part of the trigger, it won't fire. If you pull the bottom part of the trigger, they've both got that Glock style safety trigger on there. They have the exact same kind of mechanism for the trigger mechanism. There's it pulls this bigger lever action here, and there's an arm that goes back and pulls the hammer. So on the first shot you shoot, you have to cock these things to engage the hammer, otherwise they don't fire. Both of them operate the same. When you run out of ammo, they both have the slide lock, so it pops the slide lock up, and you have to release that either by hitting the tab here or racking it back from the slide. Excellent feature on these guns. It just gives that extra level of realism. The main similarity is just how they work. So everything on these two pistols functions from the magazine. You know, there's a physical hammer in the body. So when you cock the slide back, there's a physical hammer in the back here that you release with the trigger. It hits the pin on the back of the mag, releases the air and shoots a projectile out. Without a mag and without gas, these things just don't fire anything. There's no springs that will hit a hammer or anything like that. There's nothing that hits the ball. It's all to do with the gas that comes out the valve in the mag. I'll get the mags out and show you those in a minute because they are different. They're not interchangeable. They both come with iron sights, and they both have adjustable iron sights for windage, not elevation. So they can go left or right on the iron sights, but they can't go up and down. So we've gone through the similarities. We're going to go through the differences, if you like. The PPQ has an ambidextrous mag release. So if you're a righty like me, it comes set up for right-handed players. You can mag release from that side. But if you're a lefty, you have to change it out. I won't show you how to do it, but the manual is really clear. You take the backstrap off the mag out, and you can release the mechanism in here, swap it out, and you can actually put it on the left hand side so that you've got a lefty mag release. far as I'm aware, it's not universal on the Smith & Wesson, and I don't even know if it's moddable to do that. Someone may have modded it, but I haven't looked into it because I'm a righty and it doesn't bother me. But yeah, if that's a consideration for you, if you're a lefty and that's a big deal for you, then you're obviously the better option for you is going to be the PPQ. If you're a lefty and you're used to doing a trigger finger mag release anyway, and you like the M&P better, the M&P is going to be for you, or you'll have a choice of the two. Other difference, so when you want to activate your mags, there is an Allen key at the bottom of these. Both of these two have that Allen key function. The difference with the PPQ is that you have the tool on the back strap, so the back strap comes off. You can't change these for bigger ones or smaller ones. You might be able to mod this one to make it bigger or smaller, but essentially it has this Allen key component on the end, and you can charge your mag without having to hunt around for a Allen key. On the PPQ, you need the Allen key. It does come with one, but you just have to bear in mind if you're going to activate your mags, activate them with Allen key. Okay, I've got the mag out. I'm going to leave that to one side because I will compare the mags separately to the pistols. In terms of the items that the PPQ has that the M&P doesn't have, that's about it. We'll just go over here. As I said before, M&P does not have interchangeable or a reversible mag release. It is for righties only. Take this mag out there. The M&P doesn't have a tool in the back strap, but this American version does come with a interchangeable back strap. So you literally, there's a tab in there that you push down, and that then pops out this back grip, and you take it off, and you've got a choice of small, medium or large, depending on how big your grabbers are, and you can swap those out. That's unique to the M&P. They don't have that on the TMP one or the PPQ. So that's a nice feature. If you've got big mole grips for hands and you need bigger grip pistol, this one might suit your needs because you can put a larger back strap on. As you can probably tell, I did leave this. I did leave the red dot on here for a reason. So I have done videos for both of these pistols with regards to installing red dots. This one is a pig. Takes a lot of skill to do it. It is possible, but you need the tools and the skill to do it, otherwise it won't come out as you hoped, as it didn't for me. I did it, I had it on there and I ran it with it on there, but it just didn't sit right for me, and I wanted to perfect it. So it's a work in progress to put a dovetail solution on here, or another solution on here. I'll keep you posted on that in future videos. But this is a real steel rear sight dove mount for the real steel M&P9. It fits on here with the slightest of modifications. It fits on here, and then you can put your red dot on. But it's about a 10-minute mod. If you know what you're doing, it's a 10-minute mod and you've got a red dot on there. Check that video out. I'll link it in the description or at the end of this video. But if that's a deal breaker for you, if you want to put a red dot on and have as little faffing about with the mod as possible, I'd go with the M&P because it's a cinch to do this mod on here, and not particularly expensive to do it. What you'll find is the M&P has slightly longer and Piccatinny rail at the bottom here. So if I put these two side by side, they're not particularly different in length. The M&P is slightly longer in the barrel, but what you can see is that it has by, let's have a look, I don't know, by about a centimetre, it's got a longer recess under the Piccatinny rail. And what that means is, if you're going to put something like this, this is a replica Surefire X300. I use this to put it in my omnivore holster. Check out the video in the link below if you want to know about the holster I use on these. But essentially, you stick the light on, like so, and then it goes into the holster. And when you put the light on the M&P, it doesn't look ridiculous. It looks big and it sticks out. It fits on there really well, and everything fits nicely into the trigger guard here. It's almost like this Surefire X300 was made to go on this length Piccatinny rail and this type of pistol. If I take that off, put it on the PPQ, it sticks out ever so slightly further. It goes on there nicely, but there's about 3 or 4 mil play on there. If that Piccatinny rail was 5 or 10 mil, slightly bigger, I think that would fit on there snugly and it wouldn't move around. Not a deal breaker, still looks pretty badass when you put it on there. That is one difference if you put in a Surefire on these to use with a holster or not. It just looks slightly, depending on your preference, slightly less ridiculous on the M&P than it does on the PPQ, but still looks pretty cool. And when you whip that bad boy out on the field, people wonder what the hell you're pointing at them. But yeah, both will take the X300 and they'll both fit the Omnivore holster. Got another video on the holster. Check out the links in the description if you want to see that. So, you know, they both have really, really good trademarks and etchings and decals and attention to detail and scale and everything like that. I've got individual videos on these where I go through that in a bit more detail, but yeah, you won't be disappointed with either of these. And if you do have the real steel equivalent and you're wanting to use things like mag pouches and holsters and things like that, they're one to one. They'll fit the same as the real steels. I have an IMI Defence holster for the PPQ, which I believe is a real steel version. I have the Omnivore holster, which is a real steel holster that both these fit with the replica X300. No issues whatsoever. Right, so we've gone over the bulk of the pistol stuff, so I'll put those out to one side there. We're just going to go over the magazines. As you can see, these magazines are very, very different. Hopefully I'll get a decent overhead shot there. They're different widths, they're different builds, they're different cutouts and parts. Yeah, they've even got a different angle to them, so that's more vertical and that's more slanted, in line with how they fit into the pistols. So yeah, they're not interchangeable. So if you've bought 5 PPQ mags, you can't save yourself some money and stick them in your M&P, and vice versa. These ones don't fit in the PPQ either. They are custom designed and built to fit each of these markers. You can see they're different widths, different cutouts. They function the same. The FPS outputs of these are slightly different, I believe. I'm just trying to think. I can't remember what they are off the top of my head. I think it's 285-ish to 300 and something for the M&P, and the PPQ is slightly higher, I think, out of the box. It wasn't originally designed for people using paintball, and I think they've toned them down a bit. So the PPQ is probably slightly more powerful, but to reach FPS limits on the site, you just shoot off 10 rounds and it brings the FPS down, and then you're good to go. They function the same. You pull the springs down, you have to swap the springs out if you shoot in rubber balls, all that sort of stuff. The main difference is the PPQ mag has this spring-loaded component at the bottom here. So when you hit the mag release on the PPQ, it has a pretty powerful, that's a powerful spring on there. It chucks it out quite rapidly. If you don't catch it, it will it will zoom off. So that's built into the mag, whereas the M&P has a similar function, but if you remember that tab that I showed you earlier for releasing the backstrap, that tab actually hits this little protrusion on the mag. So when you load this mag in, it pushes that backstrap spring up, and when you release it, it comes out. It's nowhere near as powerful as that one, so the mags don't come flying out, but it's enough to pop it so you can grab it and whip the mag out. Okay. These mags feel marginally lighter than these ones because A, there's less of them for starters. They're slightly thinner and slightly thinner on all axes basically, and there's a cutout there, so they are slightly lighter, but not overly so. So I think that kind of closes out the verses here. I think we're coming down to final comments and closing comments. So I own both of these pistols. I like both of these pistols. The M&P is my newer one, so this is the one I'm more focused on because it's new and it's Gucci and it's shiny. Choosing between these two pistols depends really what you're wanting it for. The application into the Magfed game, the realism, the accessories, the upgradability, all that kind of stuff. Both of these can be upgraded kind of the same, but the easier option is the Smith & Wesson. So if you want something that you can just buy the standard pistol, buy a mount, buy a light, buy a sight, get everything out of the boxes from the day they're delivered and strap them onto the pistol, and I'll be off and running within 20 minutes. Smith & Wesson is your pistol. If you absolutely positively have to have the PPQ and you want to do all that, you can do it. It's going to take you a little bit longer and you have to kind of bite the bullet, void the warranty, do some drilling, take the thing apart to get the red dot on it. So quick recap. Essentially, apart from how they look, they operate the same. The mags have got all the working gear, and they shoot the projectiles out the barrel. The body is just a very attractive kind of shell to be able to fire the gas out of the mag, the projectile out of the mag. So I think for you guys watching this, hope this video has been helpful to you. Essentially, in terms of these Umarex pistols, it's going to come down to what you want to use it for and your personal preference on how they look, and whether it's something that you're using as a home training tool. And if you own either of these, and you obviously know which one you're going to get to train on, you don't want to buy the PPQ if your service pistol is a Smith & Wesson. It probably wouldn't make sense to you guys. So it's going to come down to aesthetics, personal preference, and what you already own. I love both of these pistols, but out of the earshot of the PPQ, currently, M&P's my favourite. Don't tell it. Okay, so hopefully I've covered a lot of the stuff, a lot of the questions you might have had about these two pistols. If you want more information on either of them individually, check out the individual videos I've done on them. They'll pop up here or in the description of the video. If there's anything else you want to see about these videos, one of the things I am interested in is, does anyone want to see a breakdown of one of the mags of one of these things? So essentially, if you break one of these mags, they're done. So if you drop it and you crack this shell or this part here, the mag's done, it won't work, you have to replace it. You can get replacement kits to replace everything from the aluminium bit up, and then you need to strip it down, take it off, strip it down, replace all the bits from your mag back into here, near the broken bits, so you get a working mag again. I have seen on other sort of forums and stuff, people have queried how you do that, because not many people have done videos on it, if any. So if you want that video, make sure that you comment below, smash the like button, and subscribe, most importantly, and I'll see what I can put together for you. I'll tear down one of these mags and rebuild it, and we'll do it together, so to speak. Okay, so thanks for watching the video, thank you for your support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.